Hey folks, welcome to the live. Please let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm on a slightly different audio setup than usual. Um, so yeah, hopefully all is well. We do have a couple people who checked in pre-show. Clinton Woodward, greetings. Lenora Wade, good evening. All right, thank you so much, folks. Again, just let me know if any issues with the audio. Clinton just got in from yard work, caught one of Matt's friends on camera last week, leaving a deposit on my patio. They are at Agents of Chaos, much like our Stack Your Points merch, which has arrived. RJ will be in a few minutes. She is handling some life type stuff. So there you go. But the Matt Kuhn merch has finally arrived for me. I got two of these hoodies, one for myself, one for my partner. I also have a Stack Your Points zip up hoodie, a Stack Your Points mug, two Stack Your Points t-shirts, which this is a pullover, so I am wearing one of the Stack Your Points t-shirts. I got Friends Don't Let Friends book Basic Economy, and I also picked up a little on the loud side, not the normal quality. So let me just adjust the audio down a little bit, and let me know if that is okay, because I'm speaking relatively softly, but I am using my AirPods Pro right now as a microphone, just to try to deaden some of the background noise as best we can. So there we go. That is better. Perfect. Thanks, Clinton. So we're going to wait a few minutes as people stream in. We've got new merch on hand. Let's see. I also got the Friends Don't Let Friends buy Basic Economy, and I got a I Live My Life $500 at a time. And on the back it says, "Please help me." Those two cards, the custom cash card shirt and the Basic Economy shirt, are at my house. This fits sort of snug, so we'll work on that going forward. That is better. Lenora, nice merch. Yeah, I like it. Check out stackyourpoints.com. All of the merch is there. You can get this hoodie, the Agents of Travel Chaos hoodie. We have an Agent of Travel Chaos mug and an Agent of Travel Chaos t-shirt. All of those are available. Kevin checking in with us. Thank you so much, Kevin. Using the custom cash currently for $500 at a time towards cruises. I can accept that. My barrier is sort of anything past. I'll give you three custom caches I can sort of allow. But if you're doing like 10, 12, 17, 24 custom caches, I'm worried about you. Is RJ on the IL with Lindor? Her stint on the IL will be much briefer than Francisco's. So there you go. Clinton only has one. Perfect. No, I can respect the $500 at a time with the on cruises. That can certainly pay out. No, RJ will be here in the not too distant future. But yeah, I had to correct the title, so hopefully that's been corrected on the YouTube side of things. We'll see. I'm going to be umming a lot. I don't have a ton prepared for tonight, so we'll see what happens. But we're here, we're hanging out. But we will see what options City offers for product change from the Aviator. Yeah, I would imagine that you're going to get the Platinum Select, maybe the the Globe card, and the Mile Up for sure, and then possibly the City Strata Elite. I doubt it, but we'll see. If the Strata Elite is an option, then you product change to the Strata Elite, and then you move from that to a custom cache. I could certainly see that being a play. Juan Meowmix joining us. Meowdy. Perfect. Yeah, so we are going to talk kind of the need now for airline cards. American Airlines, regardless of what airline you're flying, whether it's American Airlines or JetBlue or Delta or United or pretty much any airline here in the US, your best bet is going to be getting a airline card at this point. We'll get the Platinum Select, but already have one, don't need to. Yeah, they're not cards that you can really stack up benefits with yet. I don't know what we're going to do there. So yeah, we'll talk about that a bit once RJ jumps on. I went spelunking in trademark territory, trademark searches, mainly because I'm looking to see if Wells Fargo's trademarked anything new or JP Morgan's trademarked anything new. JP Morgan has, and the latest trademark from Wells Fargo is for a Wells Fargo branded USDC coin. So I'm pretty sad about that. Did you watch or listen to this week's Thrifty Travel podcast? If so, comment on what they talked about. I saw that it was posted in the Discord. I haven't had the opportunity to watch Thrifty Travel yet. I did watch Miles to Memory earlier, and I watched Miles to Go yesterday. So we'll see. Family Travel John, 10 custom caches, one for each category. That is the goal anyway. That feels excessive. But I guess if it's one for each category, but that's $5,000 you can spend across all those categories. Are you really doing $500 in transit every month? Juan Miamix, I'm hoping I can get a second custom cache. If they offer me the mile up, that wouldn't then wouldn't it make sense for me to apply for that before to get the sub? Yeah, if you want to get the sub there. But the mile up card is only like I want to feel like it's a 10,000 mile sub. Hold on. We are going into City Mile Up. Speaking of City, I will be at City Field this weekend watching a team that claims to be a professional baseball team playing baseball against in the rain against the Colorado Rockies. So the mile up is earned 15,000 advantage bonus miles after $500 in purchases in the first 3 months. Otherwise, it's 2x on advantage, 2x on grocery stores and grocery delivery services. I don't know. Do you really want to get the mile up card for that? But we'll see. Yeah, if you want the 15,000 points, that makes sense. Arnally joining us. Thank you so much. Let's see. An interesting mailer from Capital One today wanting me to open a credit builder card. They're clueless. Currently have greater than 800 score with more than 200,000 limits. Don't need a starter card. Yeah, Capital One does some interesting things when they're not paying attention. That's silly. That's just silly. Like offering you a platinum card. I'm sure it's on the Discover Network too. A platinum card on the Discover Network shouldn't float your boat. And I'm sure it would be bucketed with like a $300 travel or with a $300 credit limit to start. Capital One is indeed special. Keith mentioning Thrifty Traveler. Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to watch Thrifty Traveler yet. I plan to probably after this. I'll go in and watch it. Didn't know you could hold all the city AA cards. Yeah, I think you can. For sure. Mile up is 2x on grocery. Would make more sense to just use a custom cache for 5% and transfer the miles from there. Yeah. Because even at their reduced transfer limit, you'd still come out ahead. The fact that City allows product changes from AA to any thank you point earning card is still nice. Let's see how long that lasts when CSE turns 1 year old in a couple of months. Yeah, I don't think it's going to last much longer than that. They're still pushing the Strata Elite. So if it continues past the 1 year mark for the Strata Elite, they're really pushing for Strata Elite signups. Like they didn't hit the mark there. Although I haven't seen the 100,000 point offer come back. So 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Clinton Capital One accepts subprime for Venture X, but offers secured cards to Prime. Well, that's just how they operate. Bill Wright checking in, says he's late. No worries. Never late here. We're always on time. But yeah, we've got our Matt Kuhn merch. I'm also wearing the Stack of Points t-shirt. I like the t-shirt with the logo right up here. Really nice. I also got my Rove merchandise earlier this week as well. Although that sweatshirt is a little tight, so I've asked my partner if they can like tear it along the seam and panel it using like some old black hoodies. Because when your partner is a seamstress, works with sewing, she's not a professional seamstress, but she does. She is able to like do those alterations. May as well. Am I going to wear a bag on my head at the stadium? I think we're at that point. No, we're not at that point yet. Like we've won one of the last 13 games, so that's a plus. I don't think we're at bag over your head territory. That is usually reserved for like 20 game losing streaks or missing the playoffs 10 years in a row, and we were just in the NLCS 2 years ago. Like it was a fluke that we got to the NLCS 2 years ago, but I don't know. Sometimes you have to do step back years. This is probably going to be another step back year for the Mets. You should build through the draft. Wasting all this money in free agency is not ideal, and it's a whole new team. So we'll see. And Wamyomix, I'm going through Kit Kat withdrawals. Do you mean the chocolate or do you mean Craig? Kit Kat or Kit Kat? We'll see. Will Chase change the CFU now that the Quicksilver out earns them? So it doesn't quite out earn them yet, but it does give grocery as a category. So I do think that they're giving serious consideration for a grocery category. Like I have to imagine they're doing serious consideration for a grocery category at some point. Like now it's the number 2 card issuer is coming for your earning categories. So like they should be giving it serious consideration. They should also be giving serious consideration to it for a Sapphire Preferred refresh. Just like taking the Sapphire Preferred and going from online grocery to all grocery would be a huge plus. The chocolate. Okay. Cool. So let's see. What else did we have here? As I continue to fly the plane solo. Yeah, there were a couple of weird things that I saw there. Does it ever feel like Chase ever cares about Capital One? They should. Like the Venture X was a shot across the bow to everybody, but since it came in at $395 as opposed to $550, and that monster welcome offer, after they nerfed it to the $300 coupon, then Chase didn't have to do anything. But they are now the number 2 card issuer after combining. They're number 1 or number 2 by number of cards issued. And if Chase wants to do number of cards issued, they got to do something to get more signups. I have to decide whether to keep or downgrade the CSR by the end of May, so I have might have a CSP back again. Yeah, that's totally fair. Still kind of surprised what's going on with that. So we'll see. Really like the thumbnail. Thanks. RJ was able to craft something at the last minute. We both had some stuff come up toward the like final hour before the podcast, or before the live tonight. So it's a little bit of a rush job tonight. I apologize. All right, my United Gateway has 3x groceries about half the year with offers. Yeah, the offers do help. Like you can get 3 and 5x offers for like up to $1,000 in spend per quarter. Those can definitely add up over time. Certainly with United and the other brands that Chase does co-brands. I'm surprised that they don't do those on the Freedom or Sapphire cards. Like give you a special category. That would at least be fun. So yeah, but getting those offers is pretty good. Like the Bonvoy cards all have those offers. The World of Hyatt card will have those offers, and the Southwest cards will have those offers. Disney cards also have those offers. So we'll see. Rupert Pond joining us. Thank you so much. And a channel member. Thank you. I think Chase only cares about Chase and Amex, and only Amex because that luxury space is very profitable. Amex has a dedicated grocery category, and they do it at 4x. So like 5x on $1,500 in spend versus an versus a 4x at 25,000 spend, where are you going to spend your money? Bothered me that the plane was taking off from the taxiway in the thumbnail, but hey, I took this license. Was it really? I didn't notice that. Oops. You know, hallucinations are going to happen. James Ragland joining us says he's late. Nah, never late. Always on time. Never, never late. RJ is joining us.
RJ had to find somebody's real ID because we get on an airplane tomorrow, and without one, it's a bad time. So somebody lost their wallet. So I had to go on a wallet hunt.
Well, when you try to board an airplane without a real ID, you're going to have a bad time.
Which is why we found it now instead of looking in the morning.
It's also going to cost you, what, like $45? What is the fee for that?
I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Still fly domestically until May of 25. We've already passed that. $45 non-refundable fee paid to pay.gov.
As things go.
They will attempt to verify your ID through biometrics or biographical data. Once approved, the verification is valid for 10 days. Verification is not guaranteed.
Fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Keith mentioning you can prorate your Sapphire Reserve annual fee and get creative with the upgrade downgrades to take advantage of credits. Well, potentially. Yeah, that's why Chase literally copied Amex application process in the past year. Yep. Also true. Only thing left is the NLL, is the no lifetime language links. I don't think Chase is going to copy those anytime soon.
No, I don't think Amex would copy those anytime soon if they were to start from scratch either, though.
They are a quick little, like a real quick juicing of spend though. Hey, the Chiefs just acquired just sent the 6th overall pick. Just got the 6th overall pick.
Nice. Do I think that they are? Yes. Do I think if Amex was starting all over again, they would do them? Probably not.
No, that's fair. Sam Codd joining us. Thank you, Sam.
Perhaps
John,
they'll do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Perhaps they will create a system where you can only do it if you add in your, you must log into the link. Like if they send out a link to you, right?
Yes.
For a no lifetime language on your Hilton Honors card, you have to log in before you can apply. It's not just here's a link that doesn't have the lifetime language attached.
Yeah.
I think they're too far down the road to do it now, but I think if they were recreating the system, they might do that. And maybe do a couple general ones, but I think they would try to keep it more contained.
Yeah. We got John from John's Travel and Credit and Travel. Hey, John. Hope all is well. Jake's joining us. Hey, Matt. Just joining. Thank you so much, Jake. And now it's both RJ and I. Clinton, TSA touchless Touch ID is cool. Did that on my last flight. Cool. Just create a digital ID on your phone using your passport and you will have a backup. Yes.
That is a good idea. I will have to do that. I'm probably not going to do it before a flight tomorrow, to be fair.
And global entry card counts. So there's
yes, it is a real ID.
Yep. My global entry card is not specifically in my wallet, but attached to my wallet. Well, I do carry it.
My global entry ID is in my backup wallet because I carry my primary wallet on me and then I have a backup wallet that I travel with. Like if my primary wallet gets lost or stolen or whatever, I have a credit card and an ID. So I can at least not be completely SOL.
Yep. One of those mobile wallet NFC trackers. Yep. It's the size of a credit card, works with Apple Find My. Those are useful. I had one when I originally got the extra wallet. I never fully paired it. keeps telling you not to give them any ideas.
Which I fully understand. I think the genie's out of the bottle too much for them to do it now. But I think if they were to redesign the system, that would be how they'd redesign it.
Digital ID took a couple of minutes to create on Android. Yep. And it's just the same on Apple as well, on the iPhone as well.
I've done it. I need to put mine back on my wallet. It's off because I had to log out of my Apple ID to do something. When I was syncing something. Hey, look at that. I didn't realize you had the Agent of Travel Chaos is wearing the Agent of Travel Chaos.
Yes.
I'm very excited by this. I had to log out of my Apple ID, which takes everything out of your Apple wallet, understandably so. But it means that I have to put my passport back in. And that is not going to happen tonight because the safe is not in a place where after I'm done with this podcast, I can access it without waking everybody else up in the house. So I will probably do that when I get back from the West Coast, which I'm leaving for tomorrow.
There you go. So, RJ, what did we want to talk about tonight?
We're going to talk about everybody's favorite type of credit card, which is airline credit cards, because airline credit cards are, I would say, of the co-branded, airline credit cards are stronger in terms of consistency than hotel credit cards. I think you will find more consistency with AA's lineup, as crazy as it is right now, United and Delta, than you will find with Hilton, Marriott, Hyatt, and IHG.
I think there's a case to be made there. I do think that given current events, we'll say current events, that having an airline credit card is more valuable in your wallet than ever before, just because you are seeing them jacking up check bag fares, check bag rates, getting those completely waived using your credit card. At least the first one on, your on for yourself and up to 8 companions right now is a huge bonus. American Airlines gives you 8. JetBlue, I think, gives you 4. United, I think, gives you 8. Delta gives you 8. Frontier gives you more than 4, but I don't think it goes to 8. Spirit gives you some number, as long as Spirit still exists, although they could be subsidized by the U.S. government in the next, day. Supposedly, they're going to run out of money next week.
Yeah. So when I talk about, let me narrow it down. I mean, the big 4 have a more cohesive credit card strategy than the big 4 hotels.
Yeah.
So, yes, Spirit and Frontier and Allegiant, their credit card strategy is a little bit funky, admittedly. But I meant more like even Southwest has a coherent strategy. We might not think their cards are good, but there is a coherent, if you look at their credit cards, it's coherent. So do you have, I know you have a JetBlue card, Matt. You have Plus, Business, something like that?
I have the Business currently. When the improvements to the JetBlue Premier go into effect, I am going to seriously consider getting the JetBlue Premier. I would also love to see that thing get a welcome offer bumped up from 80 to 100,000 points. But it would give you 25 tiles, which is halfway to status, which if it includes milestone markers along the way, you can gift yourself another 20 tiles, which means you only need 5 tiles to get to Mosaic 1. And now that the travel credit is $300 in the JetBlue Travel, for every $100 on JetBlue purchases, JetBlue Travel, or something else related to JetBlue Vacations, for every $100 to spend in those areas, you get 1 tile. So if you do get the $300 travel credit back to you. You also get the 3 tiles there. And then you only need 2 tiles for a mosaic.
I am equally as ahead. I don't have it in front of me. Hold on. I can actually pull this up because I made a couple of apps over the last couple of weeks that have allowed me to actually track how much my credit cards do for me. So give me 1 second and I will pull that up. But to Keith's point, there's a difference between airline cards are good to hold and airline cards are good to spend on. Those are 2 separate arguments, Keith. And I think Matt and I, there is a difference between them, right? Like I still put just a vanilla Delta flight. It's going on my Platinum, right? But my Platinum doesn't give me free checked bags or boarding in a specific group if I'm not in first class or a lot of other things, right? But it does give me more points than Delta, where the Delta card, I can use it for Delta vacations or Delta stays and still get 3x Delta without, and on the Platinum, I wouldn't get anything. Now I have the green, so this is less of a direct problem there, but I don't always want to have to switch points, right? Like if I'm trying to earn Delta miles or trying to earn MQDs, if I'm really close, if I'm $50 away from earning, my next status, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm going to use my Delta card. I might as well put the Delta vacation or Delta stay on my Delta card to begin with because it'll be a decent amount of MQDs. So like the cards have a specific niche. No, they might not be the highest earning, but there are specific times to do it or not. And yeah, because they want you to use their cards. Like I completely understand it from their perspective, right? From their perspective are you hold a United card, this is what you should book with. I would not be surprised to see them tighten up. Matt, I think you would agree that it's practical on their side. It's not the best for the consumer, but it is practical on their side.
I mean, that would beg the question, like, why would you be getting, like, why are you holding the card if you're not going to use the card with United? Now, Clinton does raise that he's got silver status with United by way of lifetime status with Marriott, so he doesn't need the United card, and the status will give you check bags included, which is great. And if you're booking first class, you're booking business class, those will also include check bags, and you can pay for, you can have, the check bags included with your ticket with, I know on JetBlue, it's like their blue or blue extra will include check bags. My cards cover my check bags with JetBlue, but they are a good cost savings, and something we don't talk about nearly enough is like, not necessarily us, but like overall in the credit card industry, like one of the big things we do talk about with airline credit cards is those check bags, or not highlighting enough like how important those check bags can be right now.
It also depends on like how you travel, right? Like checked
Yeah.
bags, I am flying to the West Coast, as we talked about. I am not checking a bag on the way there, right? Like I am doing a carry-on and a backpack for my flight out. On our flight back, I'm much more likely to check my bag, right? Because after, 4 or 5 days, I don't necessarily want to have to wheel my carry-on around the airport, where on the way out, I am much more likely to just not want to have to deal with checking it, right? I also know I'm getting to the airport much earlier on the flight back because of when we have to be out of the hotel. We're doing a day rate at a Hilton, which means I got to be out of the Hilton by 6. So I know my flight leaves later, which means I'm going to have a couple hours at the airport, which means I have more than enough time to check my bag versus getting to my airport to fly out, where, yes, I will be there in plenty of time to get through TSA, but I'm not going to have oodles of time to wait in a line, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do like business travel at all and you check a bag, like you absolutely want to have that as an option either by status or by credit card. So I pulled up my cheat sheet. I am roughly equal to my annual fee over. So my annual fee for both cards is 650 plus 650, which is 1,300 bucks. I am roughly at 2,600 over it. So I have made my annual fees back on both cards and then gone above that. Now one is more than the other because they're companion passes, so it depends on what you're buying. It's not going to be a static number.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm roughly at 1,300 for what I have gotten out of it after the annual fee. So I do very well on companion passes every year, which is why I have the cards, right? Like I could do nothing else on those cards. I could do no resi. I could do like no actual spend on those cards, and the MQD boost and the companion passes, just that is worth it for me for those two cards, which is why I hold the platinum, which I'm at net. Before I've used FHR, I haven't used FHR, so add 600 to it. I'm at 935. And that's not including any second half of the year credits. So my Lululemon credit, which I will use, isn't used. All of the second half credits aren't used as well. Um, the ones that I do for the full year, like the entertainment credit, I've counted for the whole year because it's on auto pay and I don't worry about it. But like the ones I actively have to do. So the platinum, I'll be over 1,500, um, all of that. So those cards, to me, having a Delta card is super important. Now, I could see a world where I keep one as I move one to a Delta Platinum and get the companion pass for main cabin and use it for a flight that is not for me, or book it on the companion pass and then upgrade it, because that is also, I believe, a thing you can do. But
Should be a thing you can do. Yeah.
it is so much easier not to have to do the rigmarole and just be able to book directly. Um, and for the $300, like I'm still making out so much because flights are so expensive that if you have a solid companion pass, you're going to get at least your annual fee back, right? In terms of that. And then
Yeah.
you have things like, and this is Delta specific, right? But I get the MQD boost, both for what I spend and for the Head Start. I get the Resi credit. I get the Delta Stays credit, which is 200 on the personal, 250 on the or on the business. So the Delta cards, and again, I will go into some of the other ones. The Delta cards aren't bad earners because the thing with they're not great earners, but they're not bad earners.
Fair.
I think the platinum is the best earning card. And probably for most people, the card you should get unless you desperately want lounge access.
Yeah.
The problem is that cuts into the reason you get, like Delta would not like Amex to do that on the platinum outside of lounge access because it's going to cut the reason you get the Delta cards. Unless they just merge the reserve and the platinum and Delta gets a cut.
So I don't think they're going to be on the premium cards that we know necessarily. So I'm not talking about the platinum. I'm not talking about the CSR. I'm not even talking about the JP Morgan Reserve. What I would be talking about would be like the MX Centurion card. Or if they come out with a card between Centurion and Platinum, maybe they could do some of that. But it's also going to depend between the airline and the card issuer, right? I think right now United's going to want to not bury, but like plow through as much spend into the United specific cards that they're not going to allow too many benefits on the Sapphire Reserve. Whereas Southwest or Aeroplan may be more amenable to it with the Sapphire Reserve because they know that their targeted audience here in the United States is going to be more interested in just like putting that spend on a Sapphire Reserve as opposed to their cards. Like Southwest doesn't really give you a reason besides Companion Pass to go after to pursue their cards.
Right. Do you have a favorite of the United cards, Matt? Speaking of United.
I would be torn between the Explorer and the Quest. The Quest after the refresh got significantly better. The United Club card is a lounge membership and their Renowned Hotels credit. It's also got some interesting things where like it also comes with IHG Platinum, so I could get rid of the Sapphire Reserve, hold that card. You don't get Delta Platinum status with the you get some sort of Delta status. I don't know if you get Platinum while holding a Centurion card.
I don't think it's Platinum, but also the perks aren't like out. I mean, they're out, but they're also okay. Here we go. This site from 1 Mile at a Time does have Platinum listed.
Oh,
Delta Platinum, Hilton Diamond, IHG Platinum,
there you go.
and Avis President's Club.
Hooray! But yeah, I don't think you're going to see too many cards that mix like hotel status with not hotels. I'm sorry, airline status while holding the premium card. Sapphire Reserve, you can spend your way to A-list status with Southwest, but like United is not going to be like, oh yeah, put 120,000 through the United Club. No, put 120,000 through the Sapphire Reserve for Business, and we'll give you, United Gold status. They're not going to do that.
Yeah. I think the Quest is where most people should probably, like the Explorer or the Quest is where most people should probably end up with United, unless you have like a super need for the lounges.
Yeah. Which you can buy lounge memberships there. Now they've got 2 levels in lounge membership, which sucks. And like, I hope the other airlines don't adopt, but you can just buy a lounge membership.
So I don't necessarily mind having levels of lounge membership if those levels make sense, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're somebody who travels, say you do 12 flights a year, you do 1 a month, right? You might not need the unlimited lounge access, right? Like if you're a traveler that has a very set schedule of when you travel, you might not need the unlimited. But if you travel at random times when you don't necessarily know and can't predict it, then you might want something that's more unlimited. So I'm okay with some amount of options there.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing is, like, if you have enough money where they're inviting you to the Centurion, you don't care about the $5,000.
No.
Or
like
you don't have to care about the 5,000.
Yeah.
Like you don't care. Like you don't have to care about it.
No.
I'm not saying it's the best deal in business, but it's also you're paying for the convenience of certain things, right? Like you're paying for the ability to not have to worry about certain things. You're paying for whatever. And if look, if I had enough money to get a Centurion offer, I'd probably take it. I don't care if I'm paying you $5,000. Like I'm getting a certain level of whatever.
Yeah. Did want to go back just to highlight this comment from Sleepy Rod. While we're not necessarily talking about hotels tonight, Sleepy Rod did ask, when do the Hyatt award changes go into effect? So the 5-band is going into effect in May. We don't have a date, an official date yet. There have been hotels that have been emailing guests about booking by May 7th before changes go into effect in the system. I don't know if it is officially going to be May 7th. I would have thought that they would have dropped some sort of hint by now, like when that change is going to go into effect. It appears that Hyatt is going to go the no notice. Well, like they're going to tell you that the announcement in February was the notice that things were changing. because they announced that things were going to to the 5 band, but I think they're just gonna drop it whenever they're gonna drop it.
They could also come out on Monday and say, hey, on May 7th, this goes into, like, they could do it with an announcement, just not a very long runway to that announcement.
Yeah, they're doing things a little bit differently this year, so we'll see. Um, but looking at the core setups, with like the big three, you've got all three kind of run a similar setup where you have a no annual fee card. You have a card at 99 to 150. You have a card at 350, and you have a card between
the
595
600s.
and 695. Yeah.
Yeah.
The no annual fee cards don't give you a ton of benefits, so you're really only getting those cards to, like, I don't know, start your, like, get those for the welcome offer, get those to start earning points in that ecosystem without having to pay an annual fee. But like the 150 cards start getting you benefits.
And the 150 cards are usually the ones, like, if I'm not logged in, if I'm just checking out pricing and whatever in Delta, because sometimes I'm just not logged into the website. I don't care because I'm not doing points or whatever. I always get the gold or the platinum as the, hey, if you sign up for this card, we'll give you X miles and X credit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's never the blue card with Delta. It's never the gateway with United that they'll offer you. It is always that next rung up, that first annual fee card, which is probably why I would guess more people have the gold than any other Delta card. Because that's
Probably
usually
safe
the
bet.
one they're pushing you at checkout, right? Like, I got my original gold that I no longer have that account for, but I got my original gold because I was checking out to do a flight. And they're like, hey, we'll give you like $300 off if you apply for this credit card. And some amount of miles. I don't remember how many miles at this point, but like, that's how a lot of people, I would imagine, get their first airline card. Because they see X, even if they're not into points, they see, we'll give you $300 off if you apply for this credit card. And they're like, yeah, I'll take that deal.
Yeah. They don't always follow the terms in terms of like getting it, but yeah.
I've never had a problem with, like, if I sign up through get this card and get X off, getting the X off.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to see if I go to United and AA if they push any of their cards.
My AA account was giving me like a 50,000 point offer on the Platinum Select, and I'm like, nope. I'm getting 70K offers on the JetBlue card, on the JetBlue Plus. But
So
I have to
the
get the Premier first.
United Explorer is the one when I first go to the United site.
Yep.
That they're saying, hey, you got this sweet, sweet offer. That also helps. And I want to say the Explorer is the same thing.
Also wondered if these travel portals will start an FHR edit like benefit where if you book through us, we'll give you said benefits for this flight.
Airline benefits are a lot harder, except for like checked bags and stuff. And that's, the airline has to participate in that.
Yeah, they do pass through. Like, pass through is a lot easier on travel portals for sure.
Mhm.
But I don't know like what sort of elevated, because like unless you're getting a discount on business class or you're getting a discount on like the room or Etihad, is it Etihad Apartments? Whichever one has the apartment. Unless they're going to give you like a massive discount, I don't know what other benefits they'd be giving you for the flight. Love to play around with it.
Be like free checked bags and like boarding group 2. Which
Nothing
the
wrong
free
with that.
checked, like, I'm not opposed to like free checked bags or whatever. But again, I think they're great. But like going through a Experian or whatever, or Expedia, excuse me. Like, I don't know if I would, if the juice is worth that particular squeeze.
Yeah.
Let's see here. If I do a fresh browser, I got an earn up to 110,000 miles with 3,000 PQPs for the club. I got 100,000 for the Quest with the same 3,000 PQPs. I got
That's not
80,000
bad.
on the Explorer. I can get none of these cards. I am to 2028 before I can get a Chase card if they follow 524.
I am 124, but I'm also like capped on Chase, and I'd have to move stuff around. On the bank travel portals, you can pay with points, and it codes as a cash ticket. I'm not sure about Capital One. I'm pretty sure it's the same with Capital One. But yeah, I would love to see what other like things you could do to make an FHR edit like experience with airlines. That'd be fun.
It would be
Oh no,
fun.
book through our book through the Chase travel portal, and included with your ticket, regardless of fare class, gain entry into that airline's business class lounge.
There are people without lounge access?
Yes, RJ, there are people without lounge access.
That's really sad. I'm sorry for them. The problem is the only way that like you'd get it is if you had a CSR or a Centurion, right? Like they wouldn't, or the city card. Like they're not going to put it on their lower cards to do it. Like it's going to be it's going to be locked to the people on their higher tiers. For the Centurion, that like you already get Delta and Centurion by having the Centurion card or having the Platinum card, excuse me. You get the Centurion Lounge and the Delta Lounge. So it would be United and AA. The problem is we all complain about the lounges being too packed, and then we come up with ideas to put more people in the lounges.
Oh, well, that's why I'm not talking about the regular people lounges.
Yeah, but how many like business class lounges are there versus normal lounges?
Sure.
Like that's the problem is most of the places most people fly don't actually have a business class lounge.
Okay. Could be in the spirit of FHR, free meal on the plane, regardless of fare class for anyone on your reservation. That would be super nice. Amex is not throwing a 300K ABP offer at me for has been thrown, whether I'm logged in or not. Hey, that's nice. I'm only getting 125K on the vanilla platinum. I haven't looked on the business side because I'm afraid. I think I'm at 250K on the business platinum. But I don't care.
You don't care. That is true.
Sure
I'm getting
don't.
175 on the vanilla platinum, not logged in.
So,
and 300 on the business.
ooh.
But again, not a card a card I already have, so that does me no good. I'm getting another 25,000 MR point offer on the business green, Matt. I'm not going to take it. No, I'm not going to take it. Because as soon as I log in, they're going to be like, you've had this before, we're not giving it to you. Good day, madam.
Yeah. I mean, yep. That's fair.
Like, that's the problem of seeing these offers when you're not logged in. It's like as soon as you hit the login button, they're like, cool, you don't get it. I've had it before. They won't give me 2 offers on it. Not without a no lifetime link, and I don't have one of those. I can't get the sub on it. And I already have the vanilla platinum, which does everything I want a platinum to do.
Why do I wish this was a baseball 3/4 length tee?
I could probably make one. I know they're not going to give me the sub. I have had the card before. I got the sub. I'm not going to apply for a $900 card that I'm not going to get a sub on. Even I'm not that insane.
I mean, at least the good thing is they would just pop up you.
I do kind of want the business platinum card, just simply for another 2,500 MQDs, so I don't have to like because I'm almost to platinum already, so like I wouldn't have to deal with it. Do you want
I
chocolate
don't like
crisps or
this.
pretzels?
I don't like that. I don't like that
I'm getting.
option at all.
Oh, Matt, do you know what meal I am getting on my flight tomorrow for my lunch? I am so
Asabuco.
excited. No, I don't eat pork.
Asabuco is not pork.
Asabuco is absolutely pork.
Sure about that?
I am sure that every restaurant I have ever gone to that has served asabuco, it's pork. Maybe it's just an upstate thing, but every restaurant I've ever gone to around here that serves asabuco, it's pork.
Typically, it's beef shank.
Around here, it is pork.
Well, that's what you get for living in the hinterlands.
I do. I live in the foothills of the Adirondacks. I am getting the Shake Shack hamburger, well, cheeseburger, and I am very excited by this. It is probably my favorite of the uh, Delta meals.
I'm sure at 35,000 feet, it hits a little bit different. I was not impressed with Shake Shack when I had it.
I don't need it on the ground. I need it in the air.
Right. And I'm sure that with the altitude and the pressure and the seasoning differences, it hits different. I will say that on the ground, it ain't anything special.
Yeah, on the ground it's fine. Culver's is
Uh,
really good. Culver's cheese curd. Oh yeah.
Again, these are companies that refuse to acknowledge that people with an autoimmune disease want to eat bread.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that for you.
You can't have a butter burger just sitting on like styrofoam. You can, it would suck.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
anyway,
I'm not sure that they're going to help you out there.
no. And then I know we talked a little bit about United. We talked a little bit about Delta. If we talk about American Airlines, because well, we should as one of the big three. Um, Five Guys is a cash out in C1S. I do like Five Guys. Their fries are a little floppy for me, but the burgers are good. If we were to talk about American Airlines, I think for most normal travelers, the Platinum Select is more than enough. If you were
Yeah.
if you're a dedicated American Airlines flyer, then your best bet is going to be the Globe card.
Yes. I don't think that's the 350 one?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think you need the top end one.
Depending on where you're trying to go with status. So there's
I think
two
so
levels.
if you're loyal to them but not super status hungry, I think you can
Yeah.
stop at the Globe. If you want status, then I think you have to go up.
Yeah. Because I think I'm not 100% sure, but I'm relatively sure that the AA hotel bookings that you can do with that card will get all the LPs with the 10x miles that you'd earn. Don't remember 100%. Craig would know better than I, but Craig
He
is,
would.
busy with life.
Craig has some serious, like, good life, excellent life, but he has life right now.
Yep.
No, I think AA is in a weird place. I do think we're going to see a refresh to AA after everything comes in house with Citi.
Yep. No, it definitely will. Thoughts on Morgan Stanley Platinum for Platinum Cash Plus account to get a Platinum Plus free annual authorized user for $55 a month? I mean, So the only real benefit here is the $0 authorized user. Your cash out would be, and the cash out being 1 cent per point, which is nice. I don't know why you want to go and sign up for this account. Like, if you absolutely have to have an authorized user, partner, whatever, then sure, this is an advantage over the Schwab card. If you were looking to cash out or play like cashback with American Express, you'd be better off with the Schwab. But if you have the Platinum Cash Plus account and you're getting the Platinum and a free authorized user, it's cheaper. It's also 240 cheaper a year, 235 cheaper. I think if you're someone who needs an authorized user to hold a card and you don't want to pay it $195 at a time, sure. Especially with the $55 a month. If it comes out to $235 cheaper, great. I just don't know how much of a difference that, like, yes, it makes a difference, but you could do slightly better. I feel like you could do slightly better with the Schwab version, getting that 1.1, even if it's capped at 1,000,000 points per year. Cash out.
I'd also like, what is your end goal, right? Like, is the cash out is your
So
plan A? Is it your plan B?
yeah. And the 235 is on top of the authorized user. Okay.
Like, how are you using the cash out, right? Like, that matters too.
Oh, there is a tax consideration with the annual fee with the statement credit. There's that. Yeah, it's just a platinum with a free authorized user for 235 less a year. When you use the cash out. Okay.
So, real time follow up. Ossobuco is traditionally veal. Pork is more common in the US now in places because veal is considered not the most ethical choice of meat.
Okay.
I'm telling you what the internet says, Matt. I
No,
am not
that's fine.
making the moral judgment. My grandfather was a beef farmer. I had veal a lot growing up.
Yeah. I think it's a play. If the $200 savings is it works for you and you can get all the statement credits that you already get with the platinum, which you do. I don't. If it works for you, that's great. Again, it's a card where if you need to have the authorized user, go for the authorized user. 235 cheaper. I mean, depending on if there's too many signups, maybe Amex will get their cut some other way. It can work, but yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's all what you want to do with it, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you already have a Merrill account, or is that another point of friction you're going to have to do? Right? Like, it's not hard, but it is still a point of friction. It is still another thing to monitor.
Yeah. But if you've got an account with Morgan Stanley or you've got a Merrill account or you've got something that will qualify, or I guess now an E-Trade account, then yeah, I mean, it's fine to do that. You can leave the
You
accounts
can,
empty.
you can, but
Okay.
it is still another login. It is still another thing that you have to mentally manage, even if it's empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, your E-Trade apparently does work. I had Schwab for a year and then I moved to Fidelity because I did not like the whole you have to have your money settled before you can pull it out of the ATM versus Fidelity where it's like, yeah, we'll do that for you. Don't worry. We got you. But Fidelity does not have a platinum card.
Yeah. If you have an authorized user, yeah.
If you have an authorized user, then yeah, sure. It's also like, do you like there's so much in this game of is it worth it to you? Like, to me, no. it's not worth it to me, right? Like I pay for 2 authorized users. It's not worth it to me simply because I don't want to have to do it all over again. I don't want to have to go through the process of getting approved for a platinum again. Like I don't even know if I could get approved for another platinum right now with my velocity. So it also depends on where you are in your game, right? Like if you haven't applied for anything in a little while, then you've got a better shot than if you've been on a tear.
Yeah.
Because it's not a guarantee. Like having a Schwab account, having a Merrill, having whatever is not a guarantee you're going to get the platinum card.
No, not always. It certainly helps. But yeah.
The built card user are all enjoying a specific substance up their nose.
I'm not willing to go that far, but
Bath salts, Matt. Bath salts.
I think the leopards are having the bath salts and then they're in it.
I don't know that it's a different population, Matt. That might just be a circle.
Ooh.
The day
yeah,
I
we
get
are
to
playing
cancel
on
that card, I am so excited.
it is marginal update. Marginal. You are playing on. You really are playing on the edges there. It's powered by Hyatt points, isn't it? Now I think the bigger one is Atmos and JAL because those are 1-to-1.
Yeah.
But
look, I have no problem with the actual, like, if you put the built card on any reasonable platform with any reasonable customer service team, I have no problem with that. As a user who just got charged interest because built changed me from statement pay to minimum pay, I have a lot of problems with the program.
yeah, I had problems with the program before even applying for a card. And like, sure. I wasn't immediately accepted for a card, whatever. But I'm also not like I'm not using that as fuel for my like, oh, I don't like what they're doing. I didn't like what they were doing before. They were competent. They wouldn't need to offer us the 3.33x.
That might be one
Yeah.
of the best comments we've ever gotten in the chat. I agree. You don't put that candy out front if you know, have a sustainable product.
Yep. That's gonna be fun next year. So we talked about the big three. There's Southwest, but like Southwest is weird.
Southwest is
They're going
weird.
through stuff.
Southwest, the company is weird. Do you
Yeah.
think Southwest ends up buying Spirit? Is that the one? Was that the one that was supposed to buy Spirit? Somebody was supposed to buy Spirit potentially.
Frontier at one point, and
Oh, Frontier.
JetBlue came in and was like, "Hey, we'll offer more money."
Love yourself more. Just love yourself more. No.
No,
Because
because
not
you got to.
like one, you have to deal like I hold the built Palladium card. Even if I was a United Flyer and a Hyatt stayer, that card is frustrating. Like the customer service is frustrating. Not having like alerts on spend until recently, like, is frustrating. There's a lot of things like people are getting like fraud on their cards and nobody knows how to help. That stuff is frustrating. Also, like, not everybody wants to deal with built. Like, it doesn't make anything obsolete. It makes them the reason that they're getting people to sign up is the value prop. They have a strong value prop. I have never denied that. The problem is everything else. And
Yeah.
everything else matters to a lot of people.
Plus, there's only one other 3x card out there, and it's a completely different program.
Now, there's a game of would you rather?
Be mauled by a rabid raccoon.
Now there is a t-shirt idea.
Yeah.
So this describes every company. Gonna need you to be more specific.
Tim, Sundar, Elon, Sam, Dario, Ankur, Vlad. I'm going a little bit
Are
all over the
they
place.
are they
Scott's not
like
a billionaire.
CEOs of like Chase and Amex? Are like I know they're rich, but do you think they're millionaires or billionaires? Because I kind of think they are probably millionaires.
Um, they do not get the last. They don't get the last comma. But Squarey and Diamond, I'm sure, are both worth north of 400 million each.
Let's see here. So this is according to the AI connected to Google. So take this with a grain of salt. Jamie Dimon is estimated to be worth between 2.8 and $3 billion. He has over $400 million worth of Chase stock.
Yeah, I believe that. Because he's been CEO there now since what, 2004, over 20 years. Yeah, he's a
Sorry,
banker. He's going to know how to make that money grow.
he sold 400 million worth of their stock since 2021. He has between 5.9 and 7.9 million shares, which are worth 2 billion on their own. So that'll help. Let's take a look at Steve.
His package is probably very close, but he hasn't been in nearly as long. He's been in since like 2018.
His estimated net worth is only 2.2 million. Only a drop in the bucket. He holds 60,000 shares of Steve Squarey. He owns 60,000 shares of Amex stock.
He'll get gifted He'll get gifted like 100,000 in the not too distant future.
He served as chairman and CEO since 2018.
Yep, that part I knew. Today's news: the president said maybe the government would buy Spirit. I'm seeing it would only be a $500 million loan, which might get them through Q3. But if he's going to try to like take full ownership and make it like a state, like a flag carrier of the country, which we have 3 flag carriers already, just so that he can put his name on it, I wouldn't be surprised. But also, there's no real way to do that.
It also, like, of all of the carriers to buy, Spirit is by far the funniest.
It's the Trumpiest. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the bankers are really good at banking, guys.
It's like a marvel.
It's amazing when you are made CEO of some of the largest financial institutions in the world. You tend to be pretty good at your job, or you don't last.
He does specialize in failing businesses. The problem is he specializes in making them finally die. Oh, this might be a good thing. Government seizing the means of production would be more socialism, but either way, yeah. Yeah, they did buy in a bit of Intel, which is not great.
Oh, the CEO of Bank of America is only worth between 146 million and 260. It's basically poverty wages.
When did they start?
2010.
You know, one of the ways that you can stay one of the largest banks in the country is by taking a pay cut relative to your peers.
Yeah, 2010. Ken Lewis stepped down and he became CEO. He was CEO of Merrill Lynch and then moved up the chain when Bank of America bought them.
Yeah. Average bank tellers don't make much more than minimum wage. They make a little bit more than minimum wage, but they don't make much more than minimum wage.
Let's see.
It's about $25 to $27 an hour. I think in New York at least.
The average in the country is 17 to 22 an hour. Medium annual salary is 39,340, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics for May of 24.
Well, we don't have a Bureau of Labor Statistics anymore. That's communism. So yeah, that makes sense.
That's why it's 2024, Matt.
Yeah. And Pod, that is true when compared to the federal minimum wage, but state by state minimum wages, it's probably not great.
What is the New York State minimum wage?
Now I think it's up to 1750.
17 in the city. 17 in the city, 16 for the rest of the state. Because
Yeah, because they did a gradual phase in.
Because New York City gets special rules. Yes, they are. I promise you they are. As somebody who's used customer service at every card I hold, roughly, not the new ones, but most of them, yes. Built customer service is dead last. Capital One was so much better. And it's Capital One.
I haven't had to call customer service nearly as often as other people. So like I wouldn't be able to tell you a customer service rating. I couldn't give you like this customer service is S tier, this customer service is D tier. No.
Well, there goes my idea for next week's live, Matt.
Womp. I mean, you can do it. That's fine.
No. I've been fine. Chase was fine. Amex was good. Capital One was fine. Wells was a pain in the ass. Citi has made my grandmother cry, so they are dead to me. That's why I had to cancel my AA card before I went to Citi. I'm still mad about that, Keith. I will be mad about that for the rest of my natural born life. You don't make my Nana cry. Airline cards are interesting though. Like holding them is probably better than spending on them outside of certain circumstances, right? Like if I'm going to do a Delta vacation, I'm going to put it on my Delta card. But just for a flight, I'm not. I did, and nothing bad has happened because Barclays no longer cares. And Citi doesn't either.
Plus, what's the worst that happens? RJ gets shadow banned at Barclays. Ooh, what Barclays card is RJ going to go after? Like, RJ can't get the AARP card. Oh, no.
Also, they just pre-authed me for all of the JetBlue cards like a week after I canceled the Aviator. I don't want any of the JetBlue cards, but I could have them.
I want 2, 3 of the 4 now. Well, I need to get the Premier first.
I wish I could make JetBlue work. I genuinely do. I just can't. Where I fly from, like, it doesn't make sense to have JetBlue and Delta.
That's fair.
United would be my best second coverage.
Yeah. You want to see something interesting I found while I was spelunking earlier today in trademark land?
Yes.
I present on the screen a trademark for JP Morgan Next. We scroll down.
Sounds like something you sell to millennial or sell to Gen Z.
So goods and services, this would be for magnetic encoded credit cards, tracking, comparing, and monitoring employee expenses for others for cost accounting purposes, banking and related financial services, namely credit card transaction processing services and credit card transaction processing services. Okay, whatever. Software as a service. So looks like their business banking on the JP Morgan side is going to get a bit of a boost.
That would honestly be good. Like, do you think they'll go like full A or full Bank of America version?
That I don't know. I also came across this, which we're going to show this instead. Trademark for JP Morgan monogram.
Okay, real talk. The first second I looked at that, I really thought it said JP Morgan mammogram, and I was so deeply confused.
Oh man, I mean, valuable service. Um,
I mean, every woman should get it, and like there are some men who might need it too, but like not what I need from JP Morgan.
Men only get diagnostics, so it's bad if you're a guy who needs a mammogram. Anyway, so this was filed on April 3rd. They missed it by 2 days. So this would be promoting the use of credit cards through the administration of incentive benefits, privileges, customer loyalty programs, and the offering of issuance of credit cards, credit card services, namely credit card verification, financial administration of credit card accounts, and personal concierge services for others comprising making, oh God, I hate legal speak, requested personal arrangements and reservations and providing customer specific. Who the fuck cares about the rest of it? But JP Morgan monogram could be a new card on the like private client side, and theoretically if you're going to do like private client or wealth management on the JP Morgan side, I imagine this would be a card that would be at or above the JP Morgan reserve.
Yes, or the service is branded one of those, and the JP Morgan Reserve card stays the same.
Maybe. Oh, JP Morgan, yeah, like monogram, the monogram service featuring the JP Morgan reserve
Yeah.
and the JP Morgan preferred.
JP Morgan Blue Cash every day.
Ugh. It's terrifying.
I think there should be a card that just has medical multipliers.
There it is.
Which?
It's from Edward Jones and US Bank.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I think there should be a card that isn't from US Bank that does medical multipliers.
I mean, technically speaking, it's a Land Financial, but yes, no, that's fair.
I mean, you could put it on the Freedom Unlimited. Instead of pharmacies, it's 2.5% back at your doctor.
That would actually be pretty fun. I also found this trademark for what would probably be the watermark for this new JP Morgan
That is,
lineup.
somebody was paid 6 figures to come up with that, Matt.
Yeah. Yep, this has been up for a while, but charge cards, credit cards, chip cards, electronic data carrying cards, and payment cards, magnetic encoded cards, and cards containing and promoting the use of credit cards through the administration of incentive benefits and the issuance of credit cards, personal concierge services. So you might see this design that I swear you could do in GPT or Gemini now, coming to a JP Morgan branded credit card near you.
Yeah, that sure is a choice for the graphics.
Yep. Keith, I have a cold brew in my partner's fridge right now, the cold brew concentrate. I bought myself 3 packs of 12-ounce coffees. I also got the 20% cash back already from Chase, so everything there worked out. It coded as 1x, and I have $230 more that I could use by July, theoretically.
Nice.
Even if I get like $80 more, that's $100 off. When are we getting Wells Fargo Beyond? Probably next year. When next year? I don't know. I'm going to say Q1 or Q2 of next year.
2027 is going to be interesting. I mean, 2026 is already super interesting, but 2027 is going to be real interesting.
I got more unsolicited intel about what's happening over there. And so next transfer partner is set to launch next week.
Is it Delta?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah. Wrong
Is
alliance.
it IHG?
No.
Man, they need to step up their game if they want me as a customer. I'm disappointed.
Can't help you there. I would say for some people, 7 or 8. Most people, not so much. For the people who that program can work out for, it's going to be huge. For the people who don't know enough about that program, they should learn more about that program because you can save a lot on fuel surcharges.
They finally got Amtrak. Somebody finally got Amtrak.
I told you that person got that person got doged. I mean, Bilt got them, so why not? It's not Spirit. It's not Accor or JAL.
He's not going to tell you anyway. Like, he can't. That
Nope.
is the thing that I love that you guys guess, and I encourage you to guess. But he's not going to tell you. He didn't even told me this one.
I have.
Matt, I know. I was trying to give you cover, friend.
God damn it. They also are going to be introducing the way to because apparently they don't have one already, or they might be overhauling converting points into gift cards. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. Ooh, that'd be nice right now. So they are going to be updating gift cards, and they are going to be updating their travel portal in the not too distant future. I don't know anything about any other transfer partners yet. We might start hearing about new transfer partners in H2. My contact is going to, obviously keep ear to the ground. There's no plans for any other credit cards at the moment in the core lineup. Wells Fargo is going to get back into co-branded by the end of the year, but the co-brand that they've got coming out next is not going to be interesting to the travel community. No, I mean, if that's still working, that could definitely. It was wonky that night. That's all.
I do wonder, like, I haven't applied. Like, I haven't actually gone through. Like, I wonder if it'll actually let you. I am not applying for an Atmos card. I do wonder if of all of the programs that is like really low on the list of what you can make me do. No. I do wonder if you actually went to apply, if it would process the application. Because like there's one thing for make website work. There's another for underwriting will actually see your thing.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo going 4-1 with Dugar's points would be groundbreaking.
Yeah. I kept pushing to send those points to try to set up with a 4-letter company, but it is what it is.
Is that 4-letter company? I can't think of a good one that's 4 letters.
Yep. A bunch of MR to Cathay before the MX devalued. Yep. I think they were able to get Avianca cheaper to start, and Aeroplan may not have been as on board at the beginning, just because I think they wanted to see proof of concept. But Avianca, you can get similar point per flights with points, and their surcharges would be are cheaper. I'm not saying Avianca's better, because their website, and I hear that their customer service and their app are all tire fires. But they needed to get at least a Star Alliance option, and they were able to get Avianca. I'm sure they tried Aeroplan first.
So a lot of I don't know if that is in Will's best interest.
A Wells shopping portal? I don't know. Like Wells could just go out and buy a shopping portal. That wouldn't be the dumbest idea.
No, but they probably wouldn't buy the one you want them to.
Oh, I'd love to see them buy Rakuten just for shits and giggles.
Matt, we're
Yes.
friends. Don't do that. Don't put
So?
that in the world.
Right now, everything is getting sacrificed to the altar that is AA.
They care about AA. Oh, you know what else we can talk about, Matt?
Yo.
Capital One has done some things and some stuff with their MasterCards or some MasterCards.
Or maybe, possibly, because there's people who have the Quicksilver MasterCard who didn't get the email. Like, apparently it's just going to be a subset of people. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there.
Could it be like substandard versus...
I don't know what's happening in Langley. What I know is that the updates that they seem to be doing with the Quicksilver would definitely be huge, because adding 3% grocery and gas, like the two categories that they do well, grocery they cover with the saver, right? But like adding a gas category and now making everything sort of complementary to an extent is like the sort of big brain thinking that I'd like to see from, I don't know, a bigger bank. But it definitely makes 100% sense for Capital One to do this, because now you can have an all cashback setup where the Discover It can have its rotating categories. The Quicksilver can offer you 3% gas and grocery, 1.5 base for everything else, and the Saver can give you 3% on entertainment, grocery, and dining. But you can, whether you use the Saver or you use the Quicksilver at the grocery store, you're covered. Your Saver is your dining card. Your Quicksilver is your gas card. It doesn't matter if you mix the two up at the grocery store, and then everything else is on the Quicksilver. Like, it works out great as a cashback setup. And then when you can move all of your cash back to Venture miles, like you've got the Venture One and the Venture also moving to the Discover network in the not too distant future, it's going to be a really nice setup.
People are not like, I think Discover gets more hate than is probably warranted.
Yeah.
Like the payment processing network, I don't think they have particularly strong cards, but like as a payment processor, again, I'm not saying they're perfect, but like for the most part, they are fine in most of the country.
I wonder if Sears really burned some people back in the 80s. Because Discover was initially started by Sears.
Yeah.
And the Discover network was founded as like Sears payment processing, And then like they spun off Discover from the Sears financial company, which was like running strong until like 5 years ago. But like Discover has a bunch of pieces all over the place, and they've never really been able to put everything together. And I'll get back to the comments in just a moment. But like there's Diners Club that they had for a while and spun off, and they just couldn't make Diners Club work as like a viable piece for them. There's a relationship with JCB. There's a relationship with Union Pay. There's the Maestro. Is it Maestro? No, Maestro is MasterCard. Theirs is, I'm blanking on what their debit network, Pulse. Theirs is Pulse. It's just been all over the place, and for so long, like they just never truly took the time to invest in it to make it work. And so that led to the consternation with it for sure. I don't think, I think that if Capital One um, truly invests in this, and if they were able to get Diners Club back into it, and they can continue to foster that relationship with JCB and Union Pay, and they can work with the new European system that's going to be put in. Like if they can get first, like plant their flag first as like a system that will convert 1-to-1 for them with the new European system, that would be huge for them. They just never were able to put the pieces together. And I think Capital One is going to be spending a lot of time putting the pieces together, but part of that is going to be generating as much swipe fee as they can, because they're going to be able to charge, like if Amex is able to charge like 6 cents per dollar. I don't know how high Amex swipe fees are, but I know that Amex swipe fees are amongst the highest. Visa Infinite are higher than Amex, but Amex is consistently that across the board.
Amex swipe fees are between 2.3% and 3.5%, where Visa and MasterCard are typically 1.4 to 2.5.
Okay.
And those are just general Visa, it's not breaking it out for me. It's just giving me the general.
The range. If you're Capital One and you can now, if you can suddenly now get 3.5% consistently off of subprime borrowers and the folks who you're going to convert over to these cards, over to this card network, and you're getting them to pay interest, and you're getting them to pay late fees, and you're getting them to pay whatever else, like balance transfer fees or whatever other means that they're going to get money out of these folks. Those folks are going to subsidize the eventual Venture X on the Discover network. And I don't think they're going to call it the Discover network when they're done. I think they are going to rebrand it at some point.
Yeah. The orange does not go with their motif.
No. It will get changed to, it wouldn't surprise me if they renamed it like Quicksilver Pay. It also wouldn't surprise me if they called it Capital One Pay.
Quicksilver Pay is too much of a mouthful.
Yeah. But they're not going to call it Saver Pay.
No.
Venture Pay?
They might call it Venture Pay.
Maybe Venture Pay.
Let's see here. So I think Wells has some very interesting partnerships. I think this is entirely dependent on how you value hotels, right? Because I don't think they're necessarily weak on hotels. I think the problem is that if you're not interested in their partners because they're not Marriott, Hilton, IHG, or Hyatt, that you look at their partners and go, there's nothing here for me. Right? Like that's where they struggle, which is why I think that they should get partners. I think they should focus more on making their portal the thing that you get their cards for. Like make your portal so good that the fact you don't have IHG or Marriott or Hyatt or whatever doesn't matter. Maybe it's, status reflecting, maybe it's something else. But I think portals are going to become more important. So if Wells Fargo can get a great portal first, that could be important. And I get it, but there are caps on how many you can buy. And most people like to just take their points and transfer them over. Like, again, you can do that. You can buy points, but you are capped on how many points you can buy a year. Where transferring points, you're not necessarily. Also, some people just don't like to buy points. Some people don't know you can buy points. There's a lot of reasons that point buying is not as ubiquitous. Also, I think if people started just straight up buying points, if everybody started buying max points every year, point buying would irrevocably change.
Also, yes. But it should be easier. Well, not easier, but whatever. Do you think the 1-to-2 is more of a promo that isn't here to stay or is meant to be a long-term defining feature? I would bet more on the defining feature than on the I bet it would be more on defining feature just because who else is going to offer, like Citi isn't Citi kept choice at 1 to 2 for as long as it was sustainable for them until they landed AA. Like AA changed the game for Citi, right? And changed the economics of their point strategy. So now they're only going to give you 1 to 1.5. Wells doesn't have AA. Wells doesn't give out welcome offers the way that other card issuers do. So, I mean, you can hold multiple cards from them for sure. I don't know how often you can get a Wells Fargo welcome offer, but like I haven't seen 24-month language. I haven't seen 48-month language, but that does not mean that it would be easy to get one. And I don't know of any lifetime language on the cards. But that's not to say like, oh yeah, go get an autograph every month.
I also get the sense of like you can have a couple of things, right? You know that thing of like you can have free time, you can have money, or you can have like sleep. You know what I mean? Like you can only have two of the three. Like I
Yep.
feel like Wells is looking at it and is like, you can have low annual fees, you can have really good multipliers, or you can have high welcome offers. Like you don't get all three.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have decided better multipliers for everyday spend, like low annual fees, and we'll give you a welcome offer on our cards. But again, they don't have a super deep bench of cards. They have interesting cards. I think the autograph is a great card. It is probably the card, if I could pick a card to move to Amex, would be the card I would move to Amex. But they don't have a super deep bench. They have relatively few personal cards in the grand scheme of things. Amex, again, doesn't have a ton of personal cards either, but they have a lot of co-brands. To where I think Wells Fargo has made their choice. And to Sleepy Rat's point, like they want you to just use their cards for your life. I don't necessarily think like they're wanting you to necessarily be a high spender. They're not like Amex, right? They're not going for people who are spending hundreds of thousands. Though if you do, they would happily take your swipe fees. But that's not the market they're going for. They're not targeting the credit card like subreddits. And some of it is, and Matt, correct me if you think this is off, some of it is they were under a restrictor plate. Like
Yeah.
they had to do things in a certain way. That has been lifted, but they haven't necessarily changed their overall strategy. They've just been like adding transfer partners and doing things like that. They haven't come out of the gate guns blazing. And I think that becomes a different thing, right? Like they're doing their own time frame. They're not trying to copy Chase or Citi or Amex.
Well, they also
This is
can't speed run
frustrating.
it.
This is also frustrating. I agree, but like I tried to downgrade a card, they wouldn't let me. At the end of the day, I signed up for a card. Like if I didn't want that card, I shouldn't have signed up for it. Is basically what I was told. And it's not entirely wrong.
So with the asset cap being lifted earlier this year, like I'm sure that they have a long-term strategy in terms of, sort of getting up to speed. But like they also know that it's going to be forever until people trust them enough, right? And they have to like bribe you to consider getting into their ecosystem, and they're starting to become interesting with the 1 to 2 to Wyndham, with the maintaining 1 to 2 to choice, with the choice cards. It's still going to be a long road for them before anyone's like fuck Wells, before anyone's not fuck Wells Fargo, right? They're going to live with that for a long time until they like change their name. Which, when they bought Northwest, was it Northwest? I feel like it was Norwest. When they bought Norwest, they could have just been Norwest. Or when Norwest bought them, Norwest kept the Wells Fargo brand because it was more recognizable. But the asset cap hurt. The asset cap hurt them a ton. And so it's going to be years to climb out of it. But, I think the next couple things that the next like 4 things that I want to see from Wells Fargo would be making their portal interesting and unique in some way, their travel portal interesting and unique in some way. Yes, Norwest reference for sure.
I don't have a. Hold on. I have some way to make a ding sound. Carry on, Matt. I will find it.
Okay. One, make their travel portal interesting, whether that is pass through status on Wyndham and pass through status on Wyndham and Choice, and a relatively strong multiplier across the board in their travel portal. And I'm talking like 6x on the 6x on the autograph, which would be strong across the board. No, that hit.
No, these are. I mean, they're there, but they're not what I was going for.
No. So, I would think strong multipliers would be huge. I think. I think strong multipliers in the travel portal would be huge. I think the travel portal guaranteeing 1.5 or 1.25 or 1.5 would be huge in terms of cent per point redemptions. The next thing is going to be diversifying their business card lineup beyond Signify Cash. I think if they had a card that was like the Ink Cash, that would be interesting, or a card that was like, I don't want to say the US Bank Triple Cash.
The gold. Do a business gold. Like a bit. I think the business gold should be copied by everybody. Like giving people those rotating categories, even if you change the categories, I think is a really interesting idea. Like give them set categories, and whatever they use it for is whatever they use it for.
Yeah. I want to see some more business cards, and eventually they're going to launch the premium card. But I think right now, for the rest of 2026, it is laying the groundwork for the premium card, because launching the premium card right now would probably fall on the same deaf ears that the Autograph Journey fell on. Because the Autograph Journey at $95 kicks the other cards in its class. It kicks all of their ass in terms of earnings for travel. As a mid-tier travel card, it is the best mid-tier travel card at $95.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't think that's in question. The problem is, what do you do with it? Like, do you cash it out, or do you use one of their partners? Because I think if they made the portal interesting, right? Like if they guaranteed 1.5 or whatever, then it doesn't matter who the transfer partners are, right? Like as we have all discussed, I fly Delta and I stay at primarily IHG and Hilton's, right? So like for me, if I don't have to deal with whoever their transfer partners is, and if they're devaluing this week or whatever, and I can just go through their portal, I like their lineup. I can't get any of their cards, but I like their lineup. It just is a question of, like, I think so many companies have already they've all picked for dodgeball, right? Like Amex and Chase and Citi have picked their dodgeball teams. And all of the other issuers are kind of dealing with who's left for us to pick for dodgeball.
I mean, if Wells could get Amtrak, that would be huge.
I think if anybody can get Amtrak, that would be huge. I think the problem is, like, there's literally no one answering the phone. I think Bank of America is super happy in their own little sandbox where nobody else really is, and they're going to build their sandcastles and not have anybody stomp them over.
So here's a genuine question for the folks who have been starting to pound the drum, they've been pounding the drum for B of A to add transfer partners. After Atmos, what do you want? What do you want from Bank of America besides Atmos that makes you go to B of A?
But their rewards aren't mediocre. Like, they're factually not mediocre.
Now under a mil, it's still 50% under a mil. Like under a mil, it's still 50%, and it's it's better than what like somebody's going into their sandbox. It's just PNC right now. Smartly doesn't count anymore. Smartly barely counts. Like Smartly caps their 4% at like Smartly to qualify for 4% now. You have to have all your assets in a checking account, in a specific checking account. You have to like you can only spend up to $10,000 per month, and nobody's living in that program much anymore. Like the people who can exploit it and the people who are still grandfathered are going to be exploiting it. Smartly is no longer a threat to preferred rewards. And like, yeah, they're changing the conditions on preferred rewards. Nobody else is stepping up in a big way. Like PNC is getting into that game, but PNC you have to have over $500,000 and you get what is it, 30%?
But SoFi has changed things 4 times since I left SoFi. Like, you also have to pay in certain ways for it. Like,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but Bank of America, like, it's not crap. Like, it's just not. And also 2.5, I believe under the 50%. Like, it's close to that 2.5, if not higher.
It's 2.25 at 50%. Um, and there is a case for Robinhood. Robinhood has kind of been signaling that like what they're doing is unsustainable. Um, by way of introducing their platinum card, like they want to get the people who are abusing the crap out of their card, because there are people abusing the crap out of their card at 3x for $50 a year when they give you $1,000 in margin to play with. And like they loan you $1,000 in margin. They're gonna try to get their highest spenders off their books, off the Robinhood Gold book, by pushing them up to the platinum card, and that card is not necessarily all that rewarding.
Yeah, that card
They're
is weird.
slowly starting to nerf their program because like they can't raise the price of gold. I think the next thing to maintain your 3% is going to be an asset cap.
Like, I
And
also think that, like, here's the thing with Bank of America, right? Bank of America is not going away tomorrow.
no,
Like, there is no chance that you wake up tomorrow and read that Bank of America has had to declare bankruptcy, or the venture capitalists have taken over, or whatever. Like, it could happen with Robinhood or SoFi. Like, less likely with SoFi than Robinhood, but like, it's not impossible. Like, those programs are not so stable and so entrenched in a way that makes them a sure thing.
yeah. Um, the only thing that would mess that up would be if um, they've been giving Oracle free money for too long, and Oracle completely shits the bed with all the stuff that they've been doing with OpenAI.
I mean, yes, but again, I don't think Bank of America is going bankrupt tomorrow.
No, I don't know how leveraged they are with all of the nonsense that's going on there with data center purchases, but that's the only thing that could seriously screw them up.
Yeah. Like, I Bank of America is not going anywhere, which, I
Right.
mean, makes their program much more stable.
And they are
Um
GSIB.
yeah. It's also like, and I get it, but also the people who have, say, $500,000 in Bank of America aren't necessarily the people in this chat right now.
No.
Like, the people who just, and I'm not trying to throw stones at anybody, but the people who just squeaked by to get the highest earnings or the higher earnings before are not the people Bank of America cares about. Like, they care about the people with the 500,000 or 750 or 2 million. Like, they're trying to keep the program stable for them because they make the money. Where SoFi and Robinhood are trying to squeak out as much money from everybody because they need everybody to make them money, or at least not lose them a bunch of money. Most
Yep.
people, yeah, most people are not min maxers. Even a lot of people in the credit card game are not. Like,
Nope.
I wouldn't consider any of the hosts of Stack Your Points as min maxers. Lonnie's not. I'm sure as hell not. Matt's not.
No,
Like,
I go get my subs when there's subs worth getting. Let me rephrase. I go get my subs when there's subs worth getting for me.
right. Like, I think we want banks to do the things that benefit us, and I think that's perfectly logical why we want that. But the banks are not, like, the banks are trying to stay profitable and trying to be as profitable as they can. Like, there is some fiduciary duty there.
Unless, of course, they're giving all their money to Oracle or Sam.
Yeah, well, that's
Or
AI, and AI is going to fix everything.
not directly to Sam. They're giving their money to Blue Owl, and Blue Owl is giving their money. It's giving their money to Oracle. Thank you,
Thank
SGDP,
you.
for the 10 gifted subs.
Now Matt gets to read out some new names on next Monday's podcast.
Yes, I like that. So, yeah. But I will say I do think we're seeing Wells Fargo is going to spend the rest of this year just laying the groundwork for a premium card, and that is not at all a bad thing.
No, I also think more premium cards that, like, the more cards in the space, the more the other cards in the space have to pay attention.
Yep.
Like, Citi came out with a card, and Matt and I disagree on if the card is good or not. But the fact that there is a premium card with a 1.5 base, I think is important, because there is a certain amount of pressure put on everyone else for that. Again, do I think it's going to change everything overnight? No, but I do think that is a flag in the ground. That is a thing you have done that the others have not, and it could change things.
Yeah, I gotta go back and look and see like what their quarterly. Kevin, it's next week. It's next week, and it will be early in the week.
Citigroup had a strong first quarter in 2026. Income surging 42% year over year to $5.8 billion.
Was it power? Like, how much of that is powered by credit card? I mean, I know you're getting that just from the headline, but I'm sure that if a ton of it was the Sapphire, was the Strata Elite, that's huge. But they also lost hundreds of millions of dollars on that launch.
Let's see. Despite high interest rates, U.S. card portfolio continued to show resilience, with approximately 85% of balances held by consumers with FICO scores of 660 or higher.
Okay. Balances are good for them. Not for us, but good for them. Oh, it launched at $2. It launched at $2, but it also launched at $395 and didn't come with nearly as many bells and whistles as the Platinum card was gaining, and then started to get bolted onto the Sapphire Reserve. So its value prop has always been Trusted Traveler program, the $300 credit, which used to be a $300 just general travel credit, and you earn points on it. Then they nerfed that to a $300 coupon in the travel portal that you don't earn points on, which is exactly the same as the Sapphire Reserve credit, except the Sapphire Reserve is outside of the portal on Chase. But after that, like, the only other value prop that they were doing was the 10,000 anniversary miles. Like, it doesn't give you Saks credits, which, the Platinum card is losing, but it doesn't give you credits at Lululemon. It doesn't give you credits on AI, on artificial intelligence. It doesn't give you.
At this point, it's a mid-tier card. Like, at this point, it can be
it's at the
nothing
high
more
end
than a
of the
mid-tier card. Yeah.
And it gave you Hertz President Circle. Like, that was the big status that it granted. and triggered the Venture X. Was it triggered? No. It was always 1.5. It was always 2x on everything to start. It was never. There was never a trigger on it. It was always 2x because it had the venture card before it.
I think he's saying that the Venture X made people move from 1.5 to 2x. Like it triggered that move, is I think what he's trying to say.
No, the first card that really moved 2x as the as the standard was the Double Cash, because the Double Cash came out well before the Venture and the Venture X. Don't quote me on the Venture. I think the Venture was there, but like the Double Cash was the first to move to 2x for no annual fee. The Venture was probably the first to 2x that started that move.
So Double Cash came out October 8th of 2014. When did the Venture card come out? Venture card came out. Venture X launched in 2021.
Yep.
It's not telling me when the actual Venture launched because everything is about the Venture X. Yeah, but there's some space between 14 and 21.
Yeah. But you've seen other cards come out with 2x. Active Cash is 2x. PNC came out with a 2x card last year. It's still not widely adopted. Like 2x is supposed to be the standard across the board, but like American Express doesn't have a 2x customer card.
Sure don't.
What is it? Chase refuses to go to 2x. And yeah, the Venture X is marketed as a premium card, which allows you to have, at least back
But it
then,
also
a powerful
has
Capital One setup.
nothing else.
One card setup. Yeah. Like it's supposed to be a premium card that it's the only card you need in your wallet. Yes. But you're also not paying as heavy a premium to hold it as opposed to another card. So yeah, it's still a good card. I'm not saying it's not a good card, but it's long in the tooth at this point. It's been 5 years since its launch. It doesn't give you significantly more than half price coffee at Capital One cafes.
Because he goes to the Capital One cafes before he goes and shops at Crate and Barrel. That's how he works.
Yes. That's fair.
For most normal people, this is probably one of the best setups they can get. Even if you dabble in credit cards, this is a fantastic setup.
Yep.
Like we have to like break out of the mold of like, I don't get a reason for people like to get these. You don't see a reason for people who are heavily into points and miles to get these, but that is a fantastic setup. Like,
yep.
If a normal person, Wells Fargo is probably some of the best cards you're going to get, other than, a couple of the city cards that are no annual fee, or I think for most normal people, like the Chase Freedom Unlimited is a pretty good option. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, the Freedom Unlimited was getting by because you could guarantee 1.25 or 1.5 in the travel portal with the
I'm
Sapphire
talking
Preferred.
normal people.
Oh, no. Yeah. The points and miles enthusiasts, the 1.5 could be like pushed away, like hand waved away. That is no longer the case. But yeah, for normal people, for regular people, Freedom Unlimited can do pretty well, but the Active Cash and the autograph is fantastic.
Yeah.
Kevin, they're going to be spending the rest of this year doing a bunch of things, other infrastructure related things to set up for Beyond. Like Beyond is going to come. I can tell you right now, there's one more credit card on the roadmap for Wells Fargo for the remainder of this year that I'm aware of. It is not a Wells Fargo core credit card. Like it is not a Signify card. It is not a consumer Wells Fargo card. It's not even like a pay us $100, get a 2x. What do you call it? It's a co-branded card. Like Wells Fargo is back into co-branded cards. It is not travel co-branded in any way, shape, or form. That's the only other card on the roadmap right now. They are doing something with their portal at the end of the first half of this year. They're adding one more transfer partner that I know of this month. They're going to be doing something with gift card redemptions as well. There's some sort of project gift card going on. Details I don't know, but there's something going on with gift cards that's supposed to launch this half of the year. And then I don't know what's in store for H2. Seems like the stuff that the bankers that like my source can get a hold of is a little bit light on H2, other than there's a new co-branded card coming out. It is not a hotel, so it's pretty safe to say it's going to be 1-to-1. If it was 1-to-2 with this particular transfer partner, that would kind of be earth rattling as well.
I'd like Amex to go 1-to-2 with Delta. Thank you.
I mean, if they double the excise tax, maybe.
I would pay double the excise tax for 1-to-2. I think that's probably still worth it.
Yeah. Even if they went 1-to-1.5 with this transfer partner, that would also like be an earthquake across the board.
They're getting Hyatt. Hyatt's going to open an airline that's only going to fly to like 4 cities. Is that a no? Am I sensing a no to the Hyatt airline?
I mean, it kind of depends on what those 4 cities are going to be. There's not a whole lot of gate space left in O'Hare, because they're headquartered in Chicago, so it'd be weird. No, they're spending the rest of the year not clearing the deck, but they're spending the rest of the year kind of setting up for Beyond. I can pretty safely guess. I'm safely assuming that you're going to see Beyond in 2027. I do not know what else they could like. The only other thing that I want them to do that I don't see them doing right now is more business cards.
Breaking news, Mendoza went number 1 overall to the Raiders. So should we start the bail money protection plan for him now? I mean, that's a lot of the earth.
I mean, I can safely say that it is not Kenya Airlines.
What about Air South Africa?
Oh, I don't know.
That was somehow Jamaica?
Yeah, no. I don't want to. I can't do a South African accent, nor should I.
No. We don't pick until we picked number 20 in the second round. Jesus.
Well, you traded away first round pick.
We did. But, gotta do what you gotta do. There's been a lot of trades. Holy Lord.
Wrong alliance.
Next week we'll be here. Though I'm about to go on vacation, so I would like time to slow. Hyatt Air.
With flights to Midway, most popular national holiday worldwide, Independence Day from British. Yeah, because the French still hold a lot of their holdings.
Yeah.
I love that that's a trivia question that will trip people up, because if you ask the question, what country spans more time zones than any other in the world, the easy answer would be Russia, but it's France.
It is France. Because France is like, yeah, we're gonna keep you. We'll give you some baguettes. Here you go.
Mayotte and Réunion in the Indian Ocean. They've got the Leeward Islands, which are French Polynesia. They've got Guyana, where they fire off everything into space for the ESA. They've got various other islands and overseas stuff in the Atlantic, including Saint Pierre and Mykonos off the coast of Canada.
I'm going to the state of California. I'm going to go see some animals at the big zoo there. So I am very excited about that. I I have a camera. I have a Canon EOS R50, and I have discovered that I can rent lenses instead of buying them. So when I go on a trip like this, I can rent a really good lens for like $100. That is like $1,000 if I were to buy it outright. So one, I can test it to see if do I like this, right? Because the thing with like lenses is the feel of them, like how they perform is important. I can also not spend $1,000 on a lens that I may or may not use always. So I am a huge fan of the lenses renting process. Big fan. So I will have some pictures. I am almost in yes, the insurance is actually pretty cheap. And it includes bear attacks. Hold on. Let me the insurance is kind of funny. Hold on. Let me
You learned about this service through Syracuse and
no, I learned from it from Googling where can you rent lenses online.
Oh.
So
Because it was a big part of ATP. Sorry.
So lensrentals.com is where I'm going. I do the Lens Cap Plus, which protects you from drops, bear attacks, theft, fire, lightning, windstorm, earthquake, flood, and fall damage. So if it falls out of the airplane, I'm covered. And it was, I want to say it was like $13 to add it. So yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited about it. So yeah, I'll get to go hang out. I am almost sure. Hold on, I gotta Google this in real time.
Something weird is happening in the NFL draft.
Yes, the zoo has a raccoon as part of its ambassador team. I must find this raccoon and take a picture with it. His name is Skipper.
A retired agent.
Yes. I wonder if I go meet Skipper at the zoo, will he hand me a paper application for a credit card?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's a credit union credit card.
I don't really see many raccoons where I am. There are some, just not where I am particularly. And I adore their trash panda ways. Also, a group of raccoons is called a nursery. I did not know that.
That's hilarious. But if they're in Huntsville, Alabama, they're just known as the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yes, I do adore the fact that we just call them trash pandas. That is fantastic. But yeah, they're adorable. I plan to find the raccoon and take a picture. They can also live up to 20 years with managed care. That is impressive.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. There's only one Georgia player taken off the board, but that Georgia player was not selected by the Philadelphia Eagles. So something weird is happening in the NFL draft.
It is. Somebody posted 7 months ago. They posted a picture of the raccoon in his enclosure, and he is truly adorable. Also, somebody's asked if they're sure that the raccoon is actually part of the zoo, or did he just break in and decide that he lives there now?
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
All hail your trash pandas.
I did follow a raccoon account on Instagram now, just because I apparently. So I try to hide a raccoon in all of our images now because the people have demanded it. And I have had to Google raccoons to give Gemini some reference images. So like I get fed raccoons and everything. So I had to follow them. Eventually. I don't know when, I don't know where, but eventually.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there was any last minute news that broke over the last little bit, aside from like Spirit Airlines could just explode at any moment.
Any moment.
You can buy mileage plus miles with up to a 50% discount. So I guess that's cool. And Lufthansa is introducing no carry-on basic economy fares next week. So that's annoying. Oh,
No carry-on is in like no suitcase, or no carry-on is including nothing personal either.
hold on. It's multiple airlines. That's because it's Lufthansa Group. Yeah. Lufthansa Group owns way too many airlines at this point. These entry-level economy tickets go on sale April 28th. They'll be available on selected European routes for departures starting on May 19th, 2026. These tickets are about as bargain basement as they come, with only a single personal item, like a backpack,
Okay.
laptop bag, tote bag, or similar, included in the fare. Basic economy seats are unchangeable and non-refundable, and you'll have to pay extra if you want to bring a carry-on, check a bag, or pick a seat in advance.
Join the
So-
Discord. Send me photos. I will shout you out on every episode of the podcast for every photo I get.
Lufthansa is doing its best Ryanair impression.
At least they let you bring a backpack, I suppose, but that is bleak. And I'm assuming they charge for check bags.
Yes.
And Lufthansa doesn't have credit cards, right? Because they can't, because German.
I don't know what the credit card scene is. So this is supposedly launching in Europe, not necessarily transatlantic. They do have one credit card here. It's issued by Barclays. So there you go.
Oh,
It's a bad
what
card.
is the one? What's the one I'm thinking of that can't do credit cards?
And yes, Lufthansa did shut down one of its airlines last week, but like they have 45 others. It was like City Airways that they shut down. What airline isn't allowed to have credit cards?
We've talked about this before.
Because Lufthansa, you can't buy points directly from Lufthansa. Like they have
Maybe
to
it's-
package them with other things.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of transfer partners. They're not allowed to be a transfer partner.
That's Lufthansa
Okay. I
Well-
knew there was something.
with credit card brands.
Right.
SAS would be cool. It would be a cool transfer partner for Wells Fargo. They kind of need to beef up their SkyTeam presence for sure. They also need to beef up the Star Alliance presence, which would be great. That next Star Alliance airline, I wish was Air Canada, but beggars can't be choosers. It's probably going to end up being Turkish or like Thai. Adding Vietnam for SkyTeam would be fun. Adding Korean for SkyTeam would be hilarious. But yeah, we'll have to see what other transfer partners they might add. But so far, nothing for H2, which kind of sucks because I wish they would add, like, they need. So the funny thing is, Wells Fargo now is like one transfer partner behind Chase. But because Chase has United and Hyatt and Southwest, and they've been doing this for so much longer than Wells Fargo, like, people have forgotten that Chase has been is not as well stocked as other companies. So Chase needs to go back to adding transfer partners, and Wells needs to keep adding transfer partners.
I think so. I don't think it has anything to do with numbers. I think it is like this is a quality situation. I think that is what people are talking about with Chase versus Wells Fargo is purely. I mean, there's other baggage too, but I think a lot of it is the quality of those transfer partners. Also, I just made an image that is adorable that I'm putting in the Discord for anybody who would like to see it.
There you go. I really wish they would. I would love to see Wells Fargo sign up with Rove as a transfer partner.
I mean, I would enjoy that for you too. However, I don't think anybody is going to. Just,
They're doing a meetup in Las Vegas this weekend, and I asked if there was any scuttlebutt. They could just buy Rove at that point. That would be fun. Except I want to go work at Rove, which wouldn't help me. I asked if there was any interesting scuttlebutt, and I was just told, laugh out loud. Well, maybe. So I don't know what they're hiding. It's always something though.
It is always something. And I have just found the official airline of Stack Your Points. It's now in the Discord.
There's a raccoon-based airline.
Look at the image, Matt.
Air Trash Panda.
Oh, that would have been a good name too.
Raccoon Airlines. Yeah, but like as long as they aren't doing flights out of Raccoon City or into Raccoon City, we're good.
I do enjoy that, like, they've got a little raccoon with some wings on the plane.
It is a good one. So
All right, Matt, we've been doing this for 2 hours and 15 minutes on no news.
yeah, I'm like the trademarks look interesting, but I think they're going to be more on the JP Morgan side of things. But like
Mhm.
Chase beefing up the JP Morgan side of things isn't a bad call for them at this point. Wells is clearing the decks for sure. I'm waiting for a Raccoon City reference for about a month. Oh boy. They're hard to get in there with Umbrella Corp. RJ uses primarily uses Gemini, I think, at this point.
Gemini.
I start my prompting either with Gemma on Language Model Studio, or I take it to Claude and then I finish it off in Gemini now.
I pay for Gemini, I pay for Gemini and Claude, so those are the two that I use. I paid for a year of ChatGPT, so I have that somewhere. I try not to use them though.
Nope, I'm out there. Gemma though is really nice. I don't mind Gemma one bit. She just can't, or it just can't like generate things for you live because it's a downloaded what do you call it?
Yeah,
Downloaded
no.
library.
I mean, Claude is probably, like, if Claude could do images, that'd be great. But also Gemini is pretty good at them, so they do what I need.
Yep.
So, though Claude is going through some things right now.
They're both going through some stuff right now.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
I've been listening to Ed Zitron like nonstop lately.
Fair.
Yeah.
But I did code some apps. I coded a second generation of the apps that I did for my personal use, and I got much better results, and I quite like them. And I have now trackers and point things and trip things, and it's great. I love it. It's legitimately very useful.
So this whole time I thought my laptop was plugged in.
Was not.
Was not. So yeah, we've gone long for no news. I mean, get yourself an airline card, whatever your airline of choice is. Get yourself an airline card, whatever your secondary airline is. Get your secondary airline's credit card as well.
I would if I could, Matt, but that's not. I don't have that choice right now.
Absolutely, Tampa. I will also do some late night lives from time to time. We will see what the weekend looks like. I'll probably on late Sunday. But yeah, we don't have a ton of news this week either. I thought there would be more news this week. I was annoyed there was no Hyatt news, is what it is. But yeah, no, I think it is time to say goodnight, Matt. Say goodnight, RJ. And we will see you guys again next week. Sorry, Tampa. But yeah, I think now is a good time to call it.
It is. I also have to be on a plane tomorrow, so like I gotta go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Flying to the left coast.
I am flying to the left coast. I'm very excited. And that cheeseburger is all that I care about tomorrow, Matt. In the lounge, obviously.
It's a substandard cheeseburger.
Okay. But there's a difference between what I would get if I'm on the ground and my options while I'm in the air.
Yeah, that's fair. But still.
Like, I'm excited for it versus like the whatever beef dish or whatever. So I'm good with it.
Yep. Oh, supposedly GPT 5.5 is out now. Who cares?
It is, yes.
Alrighty. with that, we will speak to you guys next week. Check out the podcast on Wednesday. I will have stuff, I'm sure, soon.
Yes, and Matt gets to edit the podcast this week
Oh, yay.
because I will be literally flying back from the left coast.
This is fair.
So Matt gets to do some fun stuff.
Yep. Fair enough. All right,
All
y'all.
right, guys. We'll talk to
Catch
you
y'all
later.
later. Hi and bye, QC man.